Yeah.
And here we are again, one more time with the last game, which we are showcasing of this brilliant 9 out of 9 victory. This is the shortest game you played. It's once again against the Grandmaster and quite some name, Nigel Davis, of course. So a veteran who actually knows quite well how to beat younger players, but not today. How did you
Yeah.
beat him?
Yeah. So this game was played in the eighth round, and I was like clearly 7 out of 7.
So
And
yeah, he scored quite well too, obviously, since that was the second last round, right?
he was on 5 out of 7. There were like 4 of them on 5 or something like this.
Okay, unbelievable.
Yeah.
So this is already a great feeling for you, right? You already have like 8 out of 8. Yeah.
Before this round it was 7 out of 7.
7 out of
After
7.
this, it
Sorry,
was.
yeah. Yeah,
So
but that just feels great, I guess.
yeah, basically, I think if I drew this game, I would be winning the tournament already. But I had more ambitions than that, of course.
Okay,
After
so you played d4 once again, right?
E4, as always.
Stay
Yeah,
true to this, yeah.
yeah. He played knight f6, c4. I think I expected some old Indian stuff from him also. It was quite surprising. Three guys this tournament, and all old Indian players. So it's
And they
quite
all knew how
surprising.
well you prepared, and all the preparation was for nothing. You just still won all 3 games after all.
Yeah. Yeah, this is basically the old Indian, and White has like many ways to play. You can go e4, you can go g3. Just a pleasant game in all of these situations. But he played normal stuff, like mainline stuff. E6, knight f3, d5, knight c3. I've played this quite often. And knight bd7. He had already played this once before in this tournament against the legendary Alexander Belyavsky.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, but I did not expect him to go for it because this is like modern stuff, and I'm like this the current generation player. So I thought it would be weird for him to go into such lines in which I would be like familiar with at least. But he went for it anyways, and this is the one thing that I did not prepare. So yeah.
Okay.
I had like seen the sideline with Queen C2 sometime before. Like the main line is Bishop F4. But I guess with engines, it's already equalized for black. There is also, I guess, takes first and bishop g5. This is another line. And queen c2 is kind of a side move. And I thought, honestly, that he would not be aware of it, or at least not familiar with it. And he would probably go like a safe move with bishop e7 or... Yeah, basically I expected bishop e7. But he went for the main line pretty quickly. Like in 2 minutes, he kind of refreshed his memory and went for the main move. And already here I was a bit surprised. So I went e4, just gaining the center.
Looks good.
c5, immediately challenging the center. Here I have like White has 2 main lines to either take on c5, which is what I did, or play bishop takes c4. In both cases, like the essence of the game remains the same. So yeah, I just took on c5. He took back. Bishop takes. Here he played a6, which after 1 minute, which again shows that he knew this line quite well. Because the normal move would be like castles, but in fact here black has to like quickly take control of the center, and that's why a6 with the idea of queen c7 immediately takes control of this e5 square. So it shows that he was familiar with this line. So I have to already be a bit careful. So I played castles, queen c7, and
Achtung, bishop, yeah.
I played queen e2 with the idea of pushing e5.
Yes.
Because once I push e5, like it's pretty much better for white, because then I get my f4 square for the bishop, I get the e4 square for the knight, I start piling on c5. So basically black has to try and prevent this.
That's interesting, this move. I haven't seen it that often, I think. but I just don't play those openings, so maybe that's the reason. Yeah.
No, there are not many games, in fact. Yeah, I mean, just 6, whatever, 7 games.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, in this position, 6 games. Although top level, but still, yeah. Queen e2. He played knight g4 here after 7 minutes. And this was the exact point that we both forgot what black should do. I remember it was something to do with bishop d6, but I was not sure after b5 or bishop before b5. Bishop d6 here. I didn't quite remember what are the differences if he goes here first or b5 and then bishop d6. But luckily for me, he played knight g4, and we both knew that this was not the main move. So yeah. I went into a long think here. And the most natural move would be to attack the knight, right?
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, probably. I immediately look at knight g5. It looks so good. And then just sacrifice. No, knight g5 for white. After
Are you
before h3.
Are you sure?
God, Leon, I'm sorry. Yeah. So he probably would have beaten me. Okay.
Yeah.
But h3 is a very good idea, maybe.
But the thing is, no, you just missed your sleep. It's fine. It happens.
You're so kind.
Like, if he goes back, I'm completely fine with that. But I thought like he has this funky move h5, and you have to always watch out for this stuff. You never know, it can be dangerous.
True.
But in this case, I kind of feared it a bit more than it should be feared, because basically black has no threat and cannot do anything.
Okay.
If I simply retreat my bishop, and maybe, I don't know, next move, maybe get my bishop like this and the rook here, black literally has nothing. And the worst part is that he cannot even castle, because then his knight would be hanging. So all in all, h5 is useless. And I feared it for no reason. Otherwise, I'd have played h3. And even like a move like bishop b3 would be completely fine, just to get out of the way of these attacks with the knight on e5 and the queen on c7. But I played g3, which was not the most accurate. And here, black had to play b5 first to chase the bishop. Because if you delay b5 and I develop my pieces, I have this option of just sacrificing it. And so that's why you have to play it like before I managed to develop my pieces. So that's why I think b5 was the best. But he went knight g5, and this is a bit too soft and a bit slow basically. And it gave me time again to develop. So he took back.
Okay.
And bishop f4. This seemed like very normal to me. Just pinning the knight, and maybe the next move I drop my bishop back, get the rook to c1. And he went into a long thought here, like around 16 minutes or something. And in this time, I realized that he has this not strong move, but interesting move, g5.
Oh.
And g5. And the basic point is that it's deflecting my bishop. So if I take, black takes back here, because now he's out of the pin.
Yes, of course.
I take back and I lose my queen.
And then bishop f2.
And it was a huge shock, I must say, because this was quite a big deal. Because the thing is, if I just take back and claim I have equal material, he takes back.
Bishop pair, attack.
I'm not sure about attack, but the dark squares at least. The dark squares, which are quite important. And like you just castle, and black just castles. And like, look at my pieces. This bishop is completely restricted. This knight is pretty much useless. And I mean, what am I doing in this position? Like, what am I doing? Like, literally, I have nothing to do. It looks nice, but not. And he has like the dark squares, and pretty easily development this at some point, I guess. Just castles, or even think about this. Like many plans, basically. And now I realized I have to sacrifice the piece. because there's real no way out. And
So this happened.
yeah, he played g5 after 15 minutes.
Ooh.
I took 15 minutes myself just to confirm like how exactly I'm going to play, and I decided to give it up. And here's something funny happened
Oh.
because he took my piece. Of course, he has to take the piece, and he offered a draw. And I found this really, really strange and like really weird because this is, to my mind at least, to my mind, this seemed like the worst moment to offer a draw. Like just when things start to heat up, and just when you've taken up a whole piece of mine, a draw offer, and yeah, basically it was strange to me. Yeah.
Did he look like this? How about a draw?
Not really. That would give away too much, I guess. But he was a bit tense. I think, at least, I think. I have no idea, but it seemed to me at least. Yeah. And
Draw.
yeah, I mean, but I had not one intention of accepting because. But if you look at it in hindsight, I told Sagar the same thing too. If you look at it in hindsight, it's kind of a huge psychological mistake because to offer a draw in a situation that is not clear, you definitely do not rate your chances too high. And that basically I can deduct that quite easily, and anybody should, I guess.
Absolutely.
But
I mean, often this is an occasion when you have like 10 minutes left for 30 moves or something. Then this is something
we
where
both
you
had
can
like
go
45
yeah,
minutes.
exactly. I thought like you probably have enough time left. So,
Exactly.
but that's another situation where even in the very tough situation when there's like a time restriction or like a little time left, then you go like, ah, well, maybe yes.
Yeah, exactly. If we had less time, it made more sense. But in this case, yeah, I was really taken aback, basically. And yeah, it just shows that he was not confident in his position.
Yeah.
And he did not rate his chances too highly. And so that even more like made like I had no intention, honestly, of just accepting the draw. So I basically just took time to think about how I should continue. So here I have many ideas because yeah, it's a nice dynamic position. I have like attacking possibilities. The king is weak on e8. So first of all, if I check, if I play
That's the
knight
first
d5.
thing I was looking at the whole time. Yeah.
And the first thing I looked at too. So he can take, and now
knight e5.
because you can also go queen e5. But queen e5, yeah, this did not work because I take the knight,
and then the bishop.
take the bishop, and take the bishop,
Yeah.
and yeah,
That's
I just
good for
check,
white.
and this is going to be devastating. Yeah. So I guess he can go knight e5.
And you cannot go f4, of course. Yeah, I almost didn't see that again once. But yeah, bishop f6 is probably a good move.
Bishop f6, and now I think you can just castles.
What?
I think this was the point, at least what I thought during the game. Yeah. And
wow.
Basically, yeah, I'll win back one of the pieces, but I'm a piece down.
I wouldn't have seen that. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Basically, yeah, I mean, this is just lost for white, I guess.
Is terrible.
So that's why knight d5 unfortunately does not work. The next, I thought about rook f d1, which is in fact the best move, but not for the reasons that I thought about. So I'm threatening rook d8, of course.
Yeah.
He can go bishop d7. And was it here? I think it was... No, wait. I think it was here that I could go rook ac1, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I'm also looking at rook takes d7 for a second, but yeah, that might be a bit too, same old, same old.
I guess it's like not wins back material, but now he can actually castle because my pieces are diverted.
Yeah, no, then the bishop false.
Yeah, like first, of course, you'll
Yeah.
defend the bishop,
Yeah, and
threaten
then
this,
yeah.
and then I guess castle's the next move. So you win material, but yeah, black is still up
Yes.
some material. That's unfortunate. First of all, I'm not even sure what happens after king takes d7. This is another story completely.
That
And probably
might
it
be
works.
true.
Yeah. But the thing is, after bishop d7, what was the move? Maybe it was like... now I think I remember. It was rook a c1, I think. And if rook g8, then maybe knight d5.
Oof.
Yeah, but I'm really sorry. I don't quite remember exactly what it
No
was.
worries,
But
no
as
worries.
far as I remember, as far as I can recollect, it was this. Because if takes, it's not the same story because black cannot castle anymore. Like the trick we saw on the previous line. And if you if you want to exchange queens, I guess I take back the knight in this similar way. And
Takes with a check.
yeah, you have this trick on taking this. I mean, how is this working? I mean, this is really complex. I mean,
Truly complex, yeah.
I probably guess queen b4 is a good move, or queen c5 just to stop king f8, but this is really a mess. And it might be winning, it might be not. I mean, I have really no idea. But I think we can just agree that it's really sad situation for black because he has to find these difficult moves, and yeah, he just wanted to get a draw and go home, but now he has to defend this. So that's kind of sad, yeah. Yeah, but basically, I know till rook fd1 that this was the best move. But what I had played in the game is I thought this was like completely fine, rook c1. And yeah, I even thought I was winning because I have like so much pressure down this file. I'm going to play b3, b4 next, and just create a lot of threats down the c file.
And of
He
course,
played rook
now it confirmed that he said, "Can we have a draw, please?" When you thought like,
he said it
this is
after
the
taking
move.
the knight.
Yeah, exactly. But after rook c1, then you were like, okay, now I gotcha. This is why you wanted to draw, I guess.
I thought about I'm not sure whether he thought about rook c1, but I guess he was just afraid in general of his position because it's just so sharp.
Yeah.
I'm not sure whether he saw my exact move or like whether I saw rook c1 before he offered the draw or not. But yeah, basically it's a dangerous position for black.
Definitely.
He played rook g8, just attacking my bishop and yeah, causing it to make a decision. I have to go back to h4.
Oh, okay.
Because if I go back to f4,
well, that
I lose
work.
it. Exactly. This was unfortunate. Otherwise, bishop f4 would win.
Yeah, I thought
but
about
I have to go
knight
back.
d5 once again.
Knight d5, yeah, these were the only two good moves. Bishop h5, knight d5. And honestly, I don't remember the continuation after knight d5, but let's see.
Maybe the knight goes back to e5. No, cannot anymore, because then the rook takes on c5.
Exactly, yes. Or maybe even like... maybe you can go bishop f6, who knows. But here in this case, like this bishop g4, I mean, it's really getting complicated, but...
yes, it is.
Honestly, not too sure what's going on. Yeah, in this case, you can even think about taking here, but...
oh my goodness.
Like queen e4, this bishop f3, but it's, yeah, really complex. It's a real mess, but I have no idea what's going on.
That is so funny. Yes, okay.
But I just know that knight d5 was leading to a forced draw. I don't remember how, but it was a forced draw. And but I had no intention of going knight d5 because I thought I was winning after bishop h4. Because all I wanted was to create pressure here and regain my piece with a much safer king and more developed pieces, basically. And here he played b5, which is losing. I honestly thought that I didn't know honestly what he could have done, but it was later that I realized bishop d7 was the only move, and it really makes sense because my idea over here is to play knight a4. right? And attack this knight, bishop, everything.
Yeah.
And he has two ways to stop that, either b5 or bishop d7. And if he plays b5,
Which you did.
which is what he did, it loses after b3. But the thing is, if he played bishop d7, after b3, I think, was it here? Maybe it was here.
Oof.
Oh, wait.
No, but bishop a3, then knight d5 finally. Oh no.
It's kind of difficult, yeah.
Huh.
Wait, but with the pawn on b5, what was the problem? I think I just had rook c2 here with the pawn on b5. So with the bishop on d7,
Oh.
yeah, I mean,
Bishop b5? No. Yeah, maybe.
but here I can regain the piece, yeah, but takes
Oh,
and
true.
takes. But you have to save your life.
Really just shut up today.
No, I mean, it's fine. Not a big deal.
Just try to contribute with some sharp lines, but it's getting worse and worse.
Yeah, but it's difficult for me also, I'm not gonna lie. But here probably I'm winning again because I have 95.
Yeah, it
But
is the
here,
monster move.
what was the move? Okay, if you go 95, first of all, my plan was b4, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And it would have been knight g6.
What about... yeah. Once again, knight d5 is like... I cannot look at anything else than knight d5 all the time. So, yeah.
No, I remember that like I was gaining an exchange, and it was exchanging queens. So it was like I had a rook and bishop with all these pawns. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pawns.
Mm-hmm.
Black had 2 rooks and 5 pawns.
Oof.
And but I'm not sure how that position arose.
I see.
So just give me a second. I'll try to figure it out.
Sure. I'm trying to think as well.
I guess 95 is forced. b4 is forced.
Mm-hmm.
My pawn was on b3 in these lines, or b2 in that final position. Wait, 3.
Now b4?
Sorry?
No, it's not. No. Or is it? Is it interesting? What about b4 now? To block the bishop.
Wait. Here I go rook c2, right?
Yeah.
First of all, like, what if I just leave back the piece? I mean,
Uh-huh. Can the queen escape to h5 nicely?
Like takes queen h5. Yeah.
With a threat knight d5. Okay, now it's not a threat anymore.
I mean, you can take this pawn, but like,
That's rough.
I honestly don't see a way white can win. So
Really?
yeah, I mean, this looks good for black. So
Wow. I would have said, okay.
okay, but
There's where I thought this would be a short game, but no, not at all. This is complicated
yeah,
as it can get.
I think rook c8 was even a computer suggestion, but I'm not sure. Like, I don't remember the exact position. That's the problem.
Huh.
Yeah, I guess this was fine for black. I think it has to be in this position where black sacrifices a piece for nothing, it looks like, but it's fine, I guess. Like, yeah, I mean, why not?
Okay, I'm still this is not working anymore. Okay, but this
Probably I
is
should
still
just check it
crazy.
after the game, but after I finish the video, but I thought I remembered the line, but I didn't. So, um, but basically, yeah, the main point to understand is you have to make place, basically develop your pieces, coordinate your pieces, and just you could do that with the bishop instead of the pawn, like which is what he did in the game, like b5, and I just played b3, and it's just lost because I gain a piece, and yeah, you can't do anything. So, for example, if you go knight e5, yeah, this line with bishop a3, for example, now just doesn't work. I mean, why should it work? I can probably even give up the exchange, but there's no reason to do that. Like after rook c2, there's like here you have to move your knight, and then I would play a knight d5 and knight f6 and all sort of stuff. So that's why if you go back with the knight, I continued my plan, and yeah, I mean, if you go knight g6, I guess you can now go knight d5 finally, sacrificing a piece, but yeah, just the dark squares are completely in control of white. So he decided to go for this interesting move, queen f4.
Oof.
And he played this like really fast in 1 minute or something, with the idea to take the bishop. But what he missed was that I simply went king h1, just getting out of this, and now all of a sudden the queen is under attack.
That is so, yeah, let's say unfortunate.
Yeah.
This is something I also often miss enough. If I pin a king somewhere and then the king can just step away, this is the least expected move for me very often, for some reason.
Yeah. I mean, even he missed it, so yeah, easy to miss, and it's apparently the only move to win and not to lose.
That's it already. He lost a piece, a full piece now.
And it was here that he realized that he has messed up, and and he thought, okay, let me at least try to go into an endgame. Like if I take the piece, I'll at least go into an endgame, and yeah, in an endgame at least there is like lesser material, and even though I'm a pawn down, I can defend. Is what he thought. But unfortunately for him, an endgame was not on my agenda.
How
This was
about a mate
unfortunate.
threat instead?
Yeah, and
That is brutal. That's the
it took
coffin in the
him
nail.
some time to understand what was going on here.
Oh, gee, yeah.
Yeah, quite unfortunate.
Nice. Oh, Leon. Wow, what a. So, to be fair, dear viewers, this was actually planned to go like half an hour to take a look at 3 little games, But all in all, we almost spent 2 hours analyzing deeply, in my opinion, three games, which was fascinating and quite interesting and a really nice insight. And I thank you so much for taking the time for doing this, Leon. It was really enjoyable, I
Thank you. It
have
was
to
my
say.
pleasure.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I remember
Just one last thing. The thing
Sure.
about Nigel Davies, it was like I was quite excited, honestly, about this game because I remember like around 7 to 8 years back when I was quite an amateur back then. I watched one of his DVDs. Like it was called Bamboozle Your Opponents with 1G3, and that's why I knew he used to do all these DVDs and stuff, and that's why I know him like quite from there. So it was quite interesting to face him like in a tournament game. Yeah.
That is something nice, yeah. Especially, yeah, if you have some history with that. I just wanted to point out our last interview, which wasn't long ago, just like 2 months, not even, if so. We were talking about, hey, what you went down to 2,500 something. Yeah, you had a bad streak. What are your plans? I'll try to get back to 2,600 at one point. That would be great. Well, I guess you're on the right path. Let's say it like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Leon, okay, I hope I can hear a lot from you in the future too, and I hope we have some more nice interviews in the future. Thanks again once more. Thank you for watching, everybody, and all the best for you in the future.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye bye.